Slowly.
My father was a drunkard, you know.
All fathers are drunkards.
Well, mine was crawling on his belly almost every night, trying to grab a fit and beat us blue and yellow with whatever objects he could reach. My mother has to hit him in the head with a frying pan. Anyway, one night when I was 16, I woke up in the middle of the night and he was standing over me, staring into my face. I swear his eyes were glowing. I was scared that he wanted to kill me, but he just whispered softly, "Come with me, son, it's time." I followed him out of the house down to the bathhouse, where he used to drink himself to madness. I thought he wanted to initiate me to the world of alcohol, or just finally beat me to death. But when we entered, he looked at me with the most curious expression, and then he opened a hidden door in the wall that I never realized it was there. And he lit a candle with a sprung and waved on me to follow him down a narrow staircase. We entered a big room that was furnished like something between a library and a scientific lab. I thought I was dreaming.
Well, I sure you weren't.
He waved me towards the big armchair in the middle of the room, and I sat down. Opposite of it was an identical chair, and after lighting an oil lamp, he sat down. He looked at me for a long time. His eyes were clear and extremely bright. I got the impression that I had in fact never actually seen them before. Then he leaned forward and said, "You are my first-born son." I didn't know how to reply to this obvious statement, so I said nothing. After a little while he continued, "It is now time for you to learn who you are, where you come from, and what is the purpose of your life. I must admit I thought it has finally snapped for him, and it was time for me to either escape or, you know, kill him once and for all. But then it continued.
What did he say?
Well, he said, "My dearest son, I know you think that I'm a drunkard and a lunatic, but believe me, it has been for the best. You will soon understand. The truth is that I'm clear as a sunbeam and sharp as a razor blade, making the world see me as a pathetic drunk, as being a necessary evil for the protection of our inheritance, and most importantly, of you."
You.
That's what he said.
And then?
Then he told me the most fantastic and unbelievable story. He says, "From the dawn of ages, the male line of our blood has carried a knowledge and obligation assigned to us by the Creator."
A creator is in God.
The Lord himself, yes.
And?
Well, he seems to be waiting for me to ask something like, "Beloved Father, what was the assignment given to us by our Lord, the Creator?" But I was simply too baffled to make any kind of reply. So I just sat there. Then go up and he started to pace up and down the floor, waving his arms and speaking with this fanatic intensity, like a priest, you know, as if he had a whole congregation around him.
Get to the point. What was the story?
Well, he was talking for at least 1 hour, lecturing him on biblical history and the pedigree of the patriarchs. And then he sits down in a chair again and leans towards me. And I catch with him sulfur and he proclaims, "My son, I will now tell you what my father told me when I was your age. You descend in direct line from Abraham the patriarch. If the chair has been so deep, I would have fallen off." Then he goes on explaining how bloodline runs through Isaac, Jacob, Levi, Aaron, and Unat, onto Zechariah and John the Baptist, and some of the record son of bastard son of us.
Well, I must say you were well descended. But why stop there? Why not include Jesus?
Well, he says something there.
What about the legacy, the purpose of your life?
Yeah, well, it was just a madman dreaming.
Come on.
To turn the hearts of the father to the children, the hearts of the children to the father, and the disobedience to the wisdom of the church. To make ready people ready for the Lord.
Oh, that's it? Nothing more? I thought it was.
Actually, he claimed that he had never been drinking, that his violent behavior was caused by accidental inhalation of sulfur and mercury from his experiment with alchemy.
God, this just gets better and better.
He said that he had just revealed how to create
Yes.
life from dead matter. He told me that the night before he had finally managed to, well, to make a fish.
A fish.
Yes, a small herring actually. It was swimming around in a glass jar on his desk. Actually, at that point, it kind of snapped me. I got up and started screaming at him, accusing him of the poverty and misery of our family, and what else in the world. I picked up the jar with the stupid herring and slammed it in the wall, and it shattered in 1,000 pieces all over the floor. The little fish flew through the room, and my father screamed, and then bent down on all four, crawling around between the glasses pieces, searching desperately for his herring. Suddenly I saw him as the pathetic old man that he was, and I started to cry, and I ran out away from him. I could not stand to look at him. The day after we found him there, intoxicated by all sort of chemicals, he had been trying to bring the fish back to life all night. And then he died the same night from the toxins, totally delirious, raving about his lost legacy and ancestry and the falling of grace, his failure as a father, recipes and comical combinations. His last word was, he looked me deep in my eyes and said, "Salt,
So,
salt."